US President Joe Biden has told American citizens to leave Ukraine now, saying things could go crazy quickly as diplomatic talks with Russia again fail to make headway. But Ukraine's Foreign Minister Dmytro Kuleba has played down Biden's warning, saying nothing significant has changed in the months-long standoff between Moscow and Kiev. New tensions are emerging, though, over Russia's deployment of warships in waterways vital to Ukraine's economy. US Secretary of State Antony Blinken says that the situation remains on a knife edge.
Simply put, we continue to see very troubling signs of Russian escalation, including new forces arriving at the Ukrainian border. And as we said before, we're in a window when an invasion could begin at any time. To be clear, that includes during the Olympics. We're continuing to draw down our embassy. We'll continue that process. And we've also been very clear that any American citizens who remain in Ukraine should leave now.
NATO Secretary General Jens Stoltenberg echoed Blinken's warning during a visit to a key NATO base in Romania earlier. Like Russia, the alliance is also increasing its military presence around Ukraine, with more troops and weapons arriving in Eastern Europe this week. But Stoltenberg says it is a purely defensive response to Russian aggression.
The combination of military build-up, threatening rhetoric, and a track record of using force against neighbors, of course, that's a reason for being seriously concerned and being vigilant and ready also to react if they once again use force against Ukraine.
Let's head straight over now to our international correspondent Annalise Borges, who is in southeastern Ukraine, in Mariupol on the Sea of Azov. Good to see you, Annalise. We heard earlier from the Ukrainian foreign minister saying Russian naval forces are blocking the Sea of Azov, where you are right now, as well as parts of the Black Sea. So what is the situation right now on the ground?
Well, we received an update. Russia has reportedly backed off from blocking the Azov Sea. They will be blocking parts of the Black Sea as well as the Kerch Strait for naval drills in the coming days. And of course, that is obviously an escalation from the past few days. And we've heard from Dmytro Kuleba saying that Ukraine would be filing a formal request so that Russia explains, provides detailed information with regards to these drills, the drills that are currently taking place on territory surrounding Ukraine as well as in Crimea. They will be using a so-called risk reduction mechanism, a tool that is part of the Vienna document, a series of agreements between European countries. And according to that deal, to that document, Russia will have to provide detailed information on the number and location of troops, as well as dates and equipment used in these drills. In theory, Russia has 48 hours to respond. Failure to do so will implicate, in theory, once again, a meeting between all the signatories of this Vienna document. And during that meeting, Russia would then have to explain itself. That, of course, as multiple diplomatic attempts seem to yield very little result. According to the Russian negotiator present in Berlin yesterday, those meetings did not go so well. 9 hours of talks resulted in zero progress, according to the Russian negotiator. They are saying that it's time for France and Germany to put more pressure on Ukraine. And according to the French team, the fact of the matter is the meeting didn't go well because of Russia's insistence that Ukraine needs to negotiate directly with those separatist leaders, yielding a conflict against the Ukrainian army here in the east of this country.
Annalise, today we also heard from the head of the self-proclaimed Donetsk People's Republic. Tell us more.
Indeed, Denis Pushilin has been talking about his side of this conflict. We've been talking about the fact that the Ukrainian army has been waging a conflict against these separatists, Russian-backed separatists here in the east for the past 8 years. And they too said that they are preparing for a possible escalation and a possible Ukrainian incursion into their territory. Take a listen.
Я не исключаю, что Украина...
I am not ruling out Ukraine attacking at any moment. At any moment, that is.
В любой
Ukraine
момент
has everything
всё
ready.
Украина для этого уже готова. Поэтому нет, мы не собираемся нападать.
No, we are not going to attack first, but we will do everything possible to protect ourselves.
Все сделаем для этого возможное.
That conflict, of course, here in the east of Ukraine has already claimed over 14,000 lives, according to official figures, and has ravaged this part of the country. We've been traveling through the east over the last few days and hearing from people from different walks of lives who have been telling us that they are absolutely exhausted. They can't take this anymore. They all want peace. And what was interesting was every time we asked them about the possibility of another war, a wider conflict, they said they can't even hear about that. They are trying as best they can to continue living.
Absolutely, Annalise, an important perspective there on the ground in southeastern Ukraine, in Mariupol on the Sea of Azov. Thank you so much. Well, Britain's Defence Secretary Ben Wallace is the latest Western official to visit Moscow for talks on de-escalating the conflict. And after a meeting with his Russian counterpart, Sergei Shoigu, Wallace said that a Russian invasion of Ukraine would have tragic consequences and expressed his hope it could be averted.
I heard clearly from the Russian government that they had no intention of invading Ukraine, and I also heard some of their concerns. We feel, as NATO's response to the Russian treaty offer in December, that addressing those concerns can be done through a range of measures, including confidence measures, looking at better transparency, inspections, continuation of some of the existing treaties, and also making sure that we are clear about what it is NATO believes. We reaffirm this inherent right of each and every participating state to be free to choose or change its security arrangements, including treaties and alliances.